he said, coming up on stage after Beer Jeopardy. Please welcome to the stage, John Deleski.
At the age of 2, my father had passed away of cancer. So if you walk into my house, walk into my office, on my desk is a wood frame with his picture in it. I don't know what it's like for him to drive me to school for the first time. I don't know what it's like for him to teach me how to drive. I don't even know what it's like to have a beer for the first time with your dad. So all I ever wanted to do was be the father that I never had to my children. Fast forward to 2017. I work for a beautiful company. I work with amazing people. I have a beautiful wife, 2 amazing boys. And then the weekend of July 4th happens. Every time I eat, I get heartburn. Every time I drink, I feel bloated. So I go to the doctors. We do a few tests over the next 5 weeks. But what doesn't prepare you in those 5 weeks is when you go into the doctor's office and they say, Mr. Deleski, you have stage 4 pancreatic cancer. Silence hits for the next 3-4 minutes. After about an hour meeting with the doctor, I go home, go in my office, shut my door. First thing I do is I check socialsecurity.com, check my 401k, check my life insurance through the company, and then also check my benefits. Once I write everything down and analyze it, I shut the computer. Then I feel ashamed, embarrassed, like I let down my family. How am I going to financially support my kids? I'm scheduled to get chemo a week from that Friday at 8:30 a.m. You walk into the chemo clinic, it's an L-shaped room, 10 leather chairs. They come up to you, they say, Mr. Deleski, where would you like to sit? I said, I'll take the seat way in the back. I picked that seat because I don't know how the chemo is going to affect me. I don't know how I'm going to react to the chemo. I kind of wanted to be alone anyway, so it was a nice spot. But then something amazing happened. At 8:30 a.m., exactly, my phone starts blowing up. I start getting text messages from my friends, my families, with their families in purple shirts saying, Team Deleski, we love you. God bless you, we're behind you. And then what's amazing on top of that is that my coworkers start texting me with gifts, memes, jokes, saying, we love you, you have this, we're supportive of you. I'm 46 years old at the time. I hold my wife's hand and I start crying like a little kid. But they're tears of joy. Because when I say this, I mean it, having stage 4 pancreatic cancer, I'm blessed. Because one of the things during that 5 weeks is we took a genetic test. And finding out in that genetic testing is that I had a mutated BRCA2 gene. So I must have had the genes come from one of my parents. My father being passed for 44 years wasn't an option. So I reached out to my mom and my sister. I had asked them to take the test as well. My mom had breast cancer at 40, and to come to find out she was BRCA2 mutated as well. And then my sister was also BRCA2 mutated. But the beautiful thing about that is now she can be an advocate of her own health. And that's the point. She can actually start taking steps to reduce her risk of breast and ovarian cancer. Now, being a father of 2, my boys also have a 50-50 chance of having a BRCA2 mutated gene. So we can now take the proper actions to reduce their risks of getting cancer. Knowledge is power. You start slowing down a little bit more. You don't clean the plates as quick off the dinner table. You might go to get ice cream and get a little earlier and get yelled at by your wife. It's okay. But the one thing that people keep asking me is, what has changed since you had cancer, before cancer, and after cancer? Before cancer, I lived life in black and white, and now I live in color. Thank you.